to Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. We're in Corvallis, Oregon for a Pac-12 matchup featuring the Washington Huskies and the Oregon State Beavers. It's been 2 years since the Huskies played in this building, and the bitterness still lingers. You ask why? Well, because Oregon State's Stephen Thompson Jr. hit this game winner for the Beavers at the buzzer. Beavers were down 2, the freshman with the 3 right here. And even Gary Payton jumped to his feet in excitement. That win propelling the Beavers to their last trip to the NCAA tournament. And what a difference a couple of weeks can make. 2 weeks ago, it appeared that Pac-12 would only get 3 teams into the tournament, but look at the RPIs of 7 Pac-12 teams coming in tonight. The Huskies with the most on the line this evening. Steve Quist, Corey Williams, welcoming you inside Gill Coliseum. The Huskies in the tournament as of today, Corey. And even after that stinker on Thursday in Eugene, how big of a game is it right now for the Huskies in purple?
It's a pretty big game right now. You don't want to be on the bubble. You had a season high against top-ranked Arizona, followed by a season low 25-point thumping by the Ducks. They've got to get it back together soon.
Washington starts the night a game and a half out of first place. 3 games currently separate the top 9 teams in the conference. David Crisp had the first shot of the game for the Huskies, and it was Matisse Thybulle with the offensive rebound and a turnover. This is where you got to get the Huskies right now in transition, right? Don't let them set up into that 2-3 zone.
Both teams proficient in the zone defense, and you're right, transition buckets are the way. Create turnovers, get down, and try to get a shot up before they get set.
Oregon State was working on ball fakes during their shoot-around today. Washington did not have a shoot-around. Driving and scoring, Stephen Thompson Jr., the junior from Los Angeles. Beavers come in 9th place. And there is the freshman, Jalen Noel from Garfield High School in Seattle with the first bucket for the Huskies. So what do the Beavers need to do here against this 2-3 zone, which you're quite familiar with all the way back to your high school days in Batavia, as Holland shoots in the middle of that zone.
Played a lot of zone in Batavia High School, home of NBA legend Dan Issel. And pass along our condolences to the Batavia basketball family. They lost Thad Toussaint, a big piece of that tradition. But what they need to do is get the ball to the middle of the zone and penetrate the zone effectively. You got to have a good balance of both. You can't just live through the high post. When guys beat their man, they've got to make great decisions. And that applies to both teams.
Huskies are 4th in the conference in points allowed per game at 71% because of that 2-3 zone. And Mike Hopkins knows all too well about it because he learned it under Jim Boeheim all those years at Syracuse.
The infamous Syracuse 2-3 zone stymied lots of teams in the Big East.
And a blocking foul against Noah Dickerson. There is the aforementioned Mike Hopkins. He was the coach in waiting under Jim Boeheim at Syracuse for a while, and then takes off and takes over this program here on the West Coast in year number 1. And what a dramatic turnaround. Let's remind everyone they were 2-16 in the conference a year ago.
What a great job he's done implementing a new system, getting players to buy in. And it's starting to pay the benefits. Guys are coming along. We were talking to him before the game. He talked about the mentality, making sure guys are locked in and know their responsibilities.
This is Alfred Collins at the free throw line, getting his 2nd consecutive start for Oregon State, and he misses both from the charity stripe. You know, I was thinking about this. These 2 teams last year combined to go 3-33 a year ago in Pac-12 play. I mean, if we had drawn this assignment a year ago, we probably would have called in sick, right?
Wasn't pretty basketball. Both teams struggled a bit, but huge turnaround for both programs. The Beavers are as tough as anyone here in Gill Coliseum. And Washington, a very talented team, has caught the attention of Joey Brackets. He has him in right now.
That's right. There's a lot of excitement in this building right now. Chris in the corner. And a steal. That's what Matisse Thybulle does better than anyone else in the conference. That's his 74th steal of the season. Wayne Tinkle, the head coach at Oregon State in year number 4. There's the notable turnaround for both these teams.
Well, you know, that number's a little deceiving for Oregon State. They were really hampered by a lot of injuries last year, and it was just a terrible season from beginning to end, but they've powered through, and this year showing some flashes of the team they can be.
Into the middle of the zone. Tinkle gets off a shot, but it is rebounded by Noah Dickerson. Well, that graphic did not show you that Oregon State went 1-16, or 1-17 rather, last year. And Washington went 2-16 in the Pac-12. Well, so far, just kind of a funky start.
Well, right now, both teams are very good at rotation.
That was a great pass from Ethan Thompson inside to the cutting Alfred Hollins for the basket.
That's exactly what you need. You penetrate the zone to make a play, not necessarily a play for yourself.
Into Dickerson, and Dickerson can't get it to go down, gets his own offensive rebound, and is fouled by Drew Eubanks.
The most important guy is the guy who beats the zone. When you get in the lane, you've got to make a great play, not stand around and watch. And there you see the easy dunk for Hollins because he was on the move. Guys tend to stand around against the zone. You've got to keep moving.
First on Eubanks. That'll send Dickerson to the free throw line. How about the week that Noah Dickerson had against the Arizona schools? Propelled him to National Player of the Week. 46 points, 23 rebounds in 2 games, the sweep up in Seattle of 2 highly ranked Arizona teams.
I've always liked Noah Dickerson's game. He's an undersized 5, but he's very physical. He knows how to play and get to the free throw line. He doesn't back down from anybody. Took it right to DeAndre Ayton, one of the top players in the country. Huge week for him.
Tinkle is open on the wing for a 3. Dickerson will rebound it. Huskies have already made a sub, getting Dominic Green, the hero from the Arizona win. He had the buzzer beater. They get him on the floor, and Timmons out. This is Crisp, scoring almost 12 points per game. See the length there of Ethan Thompson, the freshman, knocking that one out of bounds. We'll take a break. 2 teams still trying to feel themselves out tonight here in Corvallis.
You're watching Pac-12 Oregon, home of the Oregon State Beavers and the Oregon Ducks. Available on Xfinity.
More devices, more apps, more streaming. Today, we need more speed than ever to stay connected. So we're making the best in-home Wi-Fi experience even better. We're giving our customers faster speeds and including them in our most popular plans at no additional cost. We've increased our speeds 17 times in 15 years, so you can keep streaming, sharing, and connecting like never before. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Team chemistry. It's not something you're given, but something you earn in the classroom and on the field. Practice executed perfectly until victory happens. These are the elements of excellence. Pac-12, the Conference of Champions.
Hi, I'm Dana Altman.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Head basketball coach at the University of Oregon.
We got outfight men right from the start.
And you're watching Pac-12 Oregon.
7 seconds left on the clock. Here he goes against Hawkins with 4 to play. Makes a move to the rim. Rejected by Ayton. Green for 3. The ball ended up in the hands of Green. He put up a 3 from the right wing. He switches at the buzzer. And the Huskies beat number 9 Arizona 78-75.
Well, that's one of a pair of signature wins for the Huskies this season. Don't forget what they did earlier this year in Kansas City, where they beat Kansas when the Jayhawks were ranked number 2. So they have beaten 2 top 10 teams here this season in Dominic Green. Johnny on the spot, right place, right time, a week ago tonight.
Right place, right time. He's had a great month, knocking down threes, coming in off the bench, doesn't hesitate. There you see the first pull early.
He's the conference leader from a percentage standpoint on threes at 46%. Not the biggest sample size. He's made 32 on the season.
Doesn't matter. It's what I used to say at Arizona. You guys shoot it more, but I shoot it better. Coach, put me in.
Ethan Thompson gets it to go down. And what is the 300th meeting between these two teams? I'm sure at one time they had to bring the horse and wagon down here to get here, maybe the train. That's how long that goes back. Good pass underneath, and Dickerson just became the 38th player in UW history to reach 1,000 career points.
He plays to his strengths. He doesn't take outside shots, just lives in the lane and converts.
Hollins, they're doing a great job penetrating that zone early on.
Well, you got to figure, if you're going to perfect the zone defense in practice, that means you look at it in practice from an offensive standpoint as well. So both teams know how to execute because they play this every day in practice.
Huskies coming off a loss Thursday night at Oregon. They scored a season-low 40 points and lost by 25 in Eugene. That's going to be Oregon State basketball.
Here you're going to see a very easy drop-off, penetrate, bounce pass. Noah Dickerson joins the 1,000-point club.
He had such a big week last week and then got news that his grandfather died. So he actually missed 2 days of practice, Monday and Tuesday of this week, prior to that game at Oregon, where he went and attended his grandfather's funeral outside the state of Washington. He's just rounding back into shape. Hollins! Wow, his second consecutive start, and he's rewarding Wayne Tinkle.
Got to think shot first with Hollins. He made the nice move inside against the zone, and there doesn't hesitate to knock down a 3.
Hollins only averages 4.7 points per game at his first career start Thursday against Wazoo and dropped a career-high 19. He's right back in it. Great penetration right there by Naz Carter. And the freshman from Rochester, New York's got the bucket.
You know, Steve, you put yourself in a situation where you turn in some really good practice efforts and you work your way into the starting lineup. You got to keep playing. You're out there, make something happen.
Offensive rebound by Eubanks, and as he went up, he got fouled. Well, Hollins wasn't supposed to start against Washington State, but on Tuesday, Seth Berger, who's been the starter, got a concussion, went into concussion protocol, and here comes Hollins to make the start. Scores 19 points. Berger's now out of concussion protocol. He was at the shoot-around today. But it's a little hard to put him back in the starting lineup, right? You got to ride the hot hand.
Got to dance with the one who brung you. That's how it goes. And you like to have a team that has that depth, and you go to a guy in a situation like that, and he produces, and off to a great start tonight.
4-point lead for the Beavers, who throttled Washington State by 32 in this building on Thursday night. That snapped a 4-game losing streak. Here's Dickerson backing in on Eubanks, and with a left hand, he's able to get it up and scores it.
Right there on the block. There's going to be no double team. Eubanks is big enough to play that one-on-one, but right there, Dickerson got the best of him.
Half dozen for the junior from Atlanta, Georgia. Ethan Thompson trying to drive into the zone, and it went off of Eubanks. He knows it out of bounds. Going to be Washington basketball. That's just the second turnover of the basketball game for Oregon State. Shouldn't be surprised, though, the Beavers, a pretty good defensive unit here. They lead the Pac-12 in scoring defense, so they're hard to get buckets again as well. We talk a lot about the Washington defense, and you hear the boos because that's going to stick with Washington here, 18 to shoot.
When you watch Oregon State play, pay attention to the hands and the wingspan. They've got the Johnson kids out front with the long arms. Eubanks is as long as can be. Tres Tinkle, they really bother you with the way they defend.
It's Carter with a slam dunk. The freshman with some life off the bench for a Washington team that has come down with a little bit of a bug. They're not quite sure what it is, but it's bothered them this week. Over the top, it goes into Eubanks from Tinkle for the slam dunk.
Little showmanship out of both clubs here. The Dogs with a nice baseline jam, but that was a lot better right there.
We were here on opening night of the Pac-12, and they were doing that at will in the first half against Colorado in a win. That's what you got to do against that 2-3 zone, man. Get to the rim. Try and score in transition. Dickerson, 4 to shoot, turns, puts it up over Eubanks. Offensive rebound by Dominic Green, and he's fouled.
Talk about execution against the zone, penetrate and finish. Washington baseline with the high fly and slam, but at the other end, the Beavers with a little trick up their sleeve. Big time play.
I'm Kate Scott, host of Our Stories, where we'll be exploring the most compelling topics, student athletes, and teams throughout the Conference of Champions.
Everything I've worked for, I have to do it all again.
Probably one of the coolest kids I've ever met.
And then bring you the stories behind the stories from the Pac-12 correspondents who covered them.
It's something that he's going to be forever known as kind of a pioneer for.
Our Stories. Find it on Pac-12 Network and watch Our Stories anytime on Pac-12 Now.
Hi, I'm Casey Hughes, University of Utah football. I play defensive back. I was originally born in California. I got into football and my goddad seen that I was fast, so he decided to take me to the park and sign me up for football. Being a student athlete means being the student first and the athlete second. Academics always come first in this program. They promise you that you're going to get a major, and that's the right thing to do. For the most part, I'm not really dependent on the NFL right now. My first choice is my academics, and I hope my major get me real far in life. The person that inspired me the most is my dad. He always there for me. He sacrificed everything he got to do for me, and I just want to give it all back to him. Casey Hughes, University of Utah, defensive back, go Utes.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
ESPN's Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's. We're inside Gill Coliseum here. Saturday showcase in the Pac-12. Oregon State with a 2-point lead over Washington alongside Corey Williams. I'm Steve Quist. This is a big game for the Huskies. I mean, we know they only scored 40 points down the road in Eugene and Oregon. We know at this point they're safely in the NCAA tournament, but you don't come up with a win here tonight in Corvallis, and then you're in the discussion about maybe being on the bubble.
Absolutely, they have to bring it. Right now they're playing well, just a little bit under 50%, but it's the Beavers. 60% from the floor on 6 assists. They're spreading the ball around, playing at a high level. And right there you see the resume for the Huskies. They've got some very impressive wins, but what it's going to take is a strong finish in conference play, and then they got to do a little damage over in the conference tournament in Las Vegas.
Might I point out, the BPI is 119, the RPI is 40, so the BPI and ESPN statistic, and that's a pretty big discrepancy right there for a team that has the quality wins that they do.
That is a huge difference of opinion in terms of where this team is.
Foul was on Hollins before the break, his first, just the second team foul. And it sends last Saturday's hero, Dominic Green, to the free throw line. You've seen that big three that he hit, and defensively, that's not the way Arizona should have defended. I know it's a spur-of-the-moment thing, right?
Well, the tendency is you stay at home defensively in the corner. You never come off the corner shooter. And Acott took him, turned his head, and stepped in, which allowed the block shot to be picked up. and knocked down, but that's just a crazy play at the end of the game, and the Huskies came out on top. It's hard to tell a guy he made a mistake in that situation.
Tinkle into Eubanks, bumps his defender and scores the bucket. This guy is a beast at times.
Drew Eubanks, one of the more active players in terms of big men and size and what he can do. I love his game. He plays above the rim, and the Beavers really work the ball, trying to get him some looks.
Travel by Jalen Noel turns it over for the Huskies.
There's two things I like right here. One is the vision. You're looking for the big man, but look at the seal. Eubanks pins him, and after he's that deep, there's nothing Dickerson can do except take the ball out of bounds. Eubanks using his body, and you know where he learned that? Coach Wayne Tinkle. Right. No question about it.
Coach Tinkle's going to love the fact that they have 6 assists on 7 made free throws. And they've scored a dozen of their 16 so far in the paint against a great 2-3 zone.
Well, all teams are better when the ball doesn't stick. Guys got to move the ball. And then you see Oregon State making sure multiple guys touch the ball.
Tinkle drives right into the 2-3 zone, the teeth of it, and scores the bucket.
And that's what opens up. When you move the ball, then the one-on-one situations open up. And Trey Tinkle, a very good scorer here at Oregon State.
Averages 18 a game, 6th best in the Pac-12. And oh my goodness, Carter out of nowhere with a follow slam.
That's SC top 10. If I don't see that tonight, I'm calling the network. I'm telling you right now.
You know who's gonna see it is his uncle, Jay-Z.
Oh my goodness, what a play.
If he's not watching right now. Into the middle of the zone, here's Berger off the bench, giving Hollins a bit of a breather. Noel over the top, Dickerson is open and scores it off the window.
Boy, they keep it so simple with Washington. The nice high-low, no flash, just get it into Dickerson, and he knows, pump fake, use his body, and score.
Tinkle open on that wing again. Eventually those are going to go down. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. Chris in transition now for Washington, leaves it for Noel, and he buries the 3.
This is what Coach Hopkins was talking about. He wanted to play with more tempo. He wanted to open the game up, not sitting around trying to figure out his zone, but getting down, getting a good look early.
Washington on a 7-0 run, and the Huskies have their first lead of the evening. Into the middle of the zone, Berger out to Tinkle. And Tinkle lost it, but Ethan Thompson, the freshman, got it back. Chris lets it go out of bounds. It'll be UW basketball.
Well, you said this is Jay-Z's nephew. I got 99 problems, but a tip ain't one. Right there, the big jam. What a play. That is sensational. You got to box out in the zone. Carter out here making his own posters.
Nas Carter has a half dozen off the Huskies bench. Freshman from Rochester, New York, one of a couple of New Yorkers that they have on the roster. They cornered the market on upstate New York and the Seattle area. In the corner, Carter tries it from the outside. Berger, the UMass grad transfer, comes away with it, and Stephen Thompson Jr., an ill-advised pass, turning it over. And Chris, count it.
Chris doing a great job of pushing the ball. We talked about tempo, and sometimes your point guard comes across and sets up, and sometimes he calls his own number, takes it in. Great seal by Dickerson. Chris with the finish at the cup, and the Huskies are running despite the zone defense from the Beavers.
That's a great point. Ligoria Rakorkovic with a foul, 6'11" junior from Montenegro. And here's Chris. Another one of those Seattle area guys, scores almost 12 a game from Rainier Beach.
Here.
Huskies by 6. Berger right in the middle of the zone with more points in the paint for Oregon State.
And it's a very simple concept, Steve. When the ball goes to the free throw line, every team has a decision. Do you step up or do you give up the perimeter shot? And right there, they decided to stay at home and make that guy make a play, and that's what you want to do. I spent the entire career at Arizona flashing to the middle of the zone, passing to other guys.
And ironically, who struggles more with a zone than anybody else right now? It's Arizona. And Huskies turn it over. We step aside. Washington with a 4-point lead on the road tonight in Corvallis.
Hi, I'm Yannick Paul. I'm a senior, I'm studying operations management, and I'm a golfer on the CU golf team. I actually thought about turning pro, but then I just realized how important it is to have a degree before you turn pro. We did an official visit in September 2012. It made the transition a little bit easier to have your twin brother with you. We were so impressed that we called Roy right away on the way to the airport and told him that we would like to accept the offer. So then we both committed to CU. We believe it's really important to have a good team chemistry in order to be successful. We might not have the best individual player, but we have a really good team chemistry, and I feel that makes up for it. I think that really helps us to be successful. I'm Yannick Paul. I'm a senior. I'm studying operations management, and I'm playing for the CU golf team. Go Buffs!
Strike the balance between artistry and acrobatics. Find the equilibrium in the asymmetrical. Put a new twist on perfection. Take all your momentum and turn it upside down. Watch on Pac-12 Networks.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in game action.
Washington Huskies have taken their biggest lead of the game at 7 points here, 33-26. They're 48 hours removed from that stinker on Thursday night where they only scored 40 points. And a foul on David Crisp right in front of us as Thompson ran right into the trap and might have gotten bailed out a bit.
A little bit of gamesmanship right there between Wayne Tinkle and Coach Hopkins right there, calling the aggressive trap out of the timeout, knowing that the Beavers had called some play, wanted to disrupt it. Now it's business as usual. Huskies in that 2-3 zone. Very big on communication. You see a lot of guys talking and pointing, trying to pick up cutters.
That was just the first foul on Crisp. He's okay. Manuel took that three, the sophomore for Oregon State. Crisp gets the screen high from Timmons, drives, kick out to Green. He misfires, then Ethan Thompson throws it down to his brother Stephen Thompson Jr., and that's going to be off of Oregon State. Wow.
Great rebound by Ethan Thompson, outlet to the brother who just did not finish in traffic. He wants a foul. We'll take a look here. Ball comes in. You got to go strong, use your body. Right there, there's a little hand. Hand is on the ball. A lot of ball there, no call. The officials got it right. Situation like that, you slam on the brakes, you take the hit, you get the and one off the glass.
What a great defender Matisse Steibel is. Gonna try a three and gets it to rattle in.
Matisse Steibel's out there getting rebounds, deflections, steals, and when he starts to dial in on the offensive end, the Huskies are really in good shape.
All of a sudden, it's a 10-point advantage for the Huskies. Thompson gets it to go. Ethan Thompson, the freshman from LA. Dickerson with a left hand, and it blocked by Drew Eubanks.
There you see the size and the athleticism of Eubanks making a play. Matisse Steibel on the other end, almost with a steal.
Ethan Thompson up to Eubanks for another alley-oop.
I love Eubanks' game. He's not afraid to play physical. He's got hops for his size above the rim. Big time play right there.
I mean, he's like a drone. He just hovers above the rim.
You don't see many guys his size that can get up the way he does.
Bit of a run here for Oregon State. They're back within a half dozen. Crisp drives in, 3 to shoot, and a defensive foul will be called against Tinkle, the block.
Right here, this is such a luxury when you have a player like Drew Ebeck. He scrapes 2 points off the scoreboard. That's a 2-point layup with anybody else. And at the other end, they just throw it up to the big fella and he hammers it down. What a luxury, playing with a big man that plays both ends of the floor.
That's a 4-point swing right there for Oregon State. All right, the shot clock is off. Foul on Tinkle is first. And so Washington can hold for the final shot of the first half here. Huskies shooting 50%. Oh, both teams at 50%. 14 of 28. Noel misses. Tip won't go. And the Huskies are going to have a 6-point advantage on the road at Oregon State. 36 points in the first half. Remember what they did in 40 full minutes of basketball Thursday in Eugene, where they scored only 40. They are uniquely situated to put that game behind them here on a Saturday night in Corvallis. Huskies by 6 as we head to the break.
I'm Vanina Davidson. I play basketball and my major is Soc. It's very tough being an international student at Cal. I don't think people quite understand or appreciate how hard it can be, but I think people do make an effort to make our pathways easier. My major is sociology, and I decided on this major because I took one class and it was the only class I enjoyed and remembered I actually really wanted to do the readings. I have a few favorite memories since playing at Cal. The most recent one was the home game against UCLA where we went to triple overtime.
Unbelievable.
Bringing it back in Seattle against ASU.
Biggest upset in tournament history based on seeding. The 10th seeded Cal Golden Bears will advance.
Coach Lindsay puts an emphasis on making sure we get involved with the schools around us. When you have a platform like we do and we're able to inspire little kids, they'll remember that, and hopefully that they'll go down the right path and maybe choose basketball, their own sport, and be inspired to use that when they grow up.
Julie Lambert, Director of Finance and Human Resources for S. Martinelli & Company. I started out in engineering, and the strength of the civil engineering department is what drew me to the university. I found that a better fit for me was business and finance. Through my years at Oregon State, I was able to be exposed to a lot of different disciplines, a lot of activities, a lot of volunteer opportunities, and I've continued that track throughout my professional career. S. Martinelli & Company decided we really needed to showcase our 150 years in business. Recently opened the tasting room. Oregon State helped shape me in many ways, and I'm always proud to be an Oregon State University alumni. Julie Lambert, class of 1985, go Beavs!
This Black History Month, Pac-12 Networks joins the nation in honoring and celebrating the achievements, legacies, and strides for racial equality of all of our African American student athletes and alumni.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in game action.
Tinkle to the free throw line. Let's remind you, Oregon State made one free throw in the first half in 6 attempts. You had mentioned that they left 5 points right out there on the court and at the line. Much better start at the free throw line here in the second half for the Beavers, who are down 4. They extend the defense a bit. 5 minutes has gone by here in the second half. Driving in the middle of that zone right there is Carter, and to clean it up on the miss is Dickerson.
Right there, you see two players going after the block shot. No one there to box out Noah Dickerson. It's an easy 2 points for him.
12 and 8 for Dickerson as he closes in on another double-double. The reigning National Player of the Week in college basketball. Great entry pass inside. Tinkle will score at the assist, Ethan Thompson.
We talked about that high basketball IQ. Trace Tinkle being a coach's son, crafty, knowing how to get inside the zone and try to get fouled.
Ethan Thompson has 6 assists in the basketball game, the freshman. They've got 13 assists on 19 made field goals. Crisp over the top to Dickerson, and Eubanks fouled him, and he still scores it.
Talk about being active against the zone. Right here, you're going to see Trace Tinkle against the zone. Watch as they move the ball. He keeps his hands open, comes to the high post, and right there, just slides the baseline, doesn't stay out in the corner and spectate. Get into the gaps, make something happen.
Third foul on Drew Eubanks. Dickerson to the free throw line. You look at what Tinkle has done now, 27 consecutive games with 10-plus points. Mr. Automatic, that dates back all the way to the end of last year. You know, it's going to be difficult to pick a 10-team Pac-12, all Pac-12 team this year. I've got at least 13 guys I can make a solid argument for, and Tinkle is one of them.
You certainly can make a case for him in terms of what he does. And what I like about him, you know, the scoring aside, he plays both ends of the floor. That's what I admire when guys get out and get after people defensively. Take pride in your defense as well as scoring buckets.
Tinkle off the window. He's starting to take over.
He's the high post solution against that zone. Gets it at the free throw line and goes hard to his left. They can't stop him.
The only Pac-12 player to score in double figures in every game this season. And underneath, it's Dickerson with an easy look.
Noah Dickerson is Mr. Automatic because his teammates create scoring opportunities and they play unselfishly. He hasn't had to take a shot more than 5 feet away from the basket all night.
And it helps Eubanks on the bench now with 3 personals. There's going to be a lot more looks like that for Dickerson. Hollins from Tinkle for the slam dunk. And Hollins has been playing out of his mind the last 2 games.
Very active, attacking the rim, both sides, using the interior play. Not a whole lot of 3-pointers going on tonight.
Hollins averages less than 5 points a game. He's got 31 points in 2 games this week against the Washington Schools. And another UW turnover. That's their 13th.
Dribbling into the double team. I talked about that in the first half. Guys have to resist the temptation to make things difficult. Just let the ball do the work.
Ray Korkovich. Hollins for 3. No. Thompson almost snagged the offensive rebound. Noel got the rebound but stepped out of bounds on the baseline.
An active post man, you're going to see Dickerson come make the screen, but then he's going to roll, and that's what you want. Get in and get out. There's a great pass, no help. And at the other end, the same type of situation. You see the ball get tipped around. Tinkle on the penetration. He makes a great pass. High percentage, good execution from both clubs. I know the coach has got to be happy, but for Wayne Tinkle, he wants to make a couple of plays and get this game even so his guys can try to close this one out.
Dickerson sits down. Zach Reichel is in for Oregon State. Hollins sits down. Carter with a steal and the acrobatic dunk.
Are you serious? Carter's out here doing a mixtape in this game. That's a night. I mean, the degree of difficulty. He made it harder than it had to be. When you do that, you better make sure you make that dunk.
He's nearly doubled his season average of 4.5 points a game. He's got 8. With the media timeout coming up, Wayne Tinkle trying to get some guys an opportunity to sit down for a moment. One would be his son and Hollins. Give them an added breather. Ethan Thompson turns it over. Dominic Green does his best work from beyond the arc. Crisp got the screen from Timmons. Drives into the teeth of the zone. Dumps it out to Thibault, who buries the 3.
Right here, they got to take a timeout. Turnovers are killing the Huskies, taking advantage. Carter with the dipsy-do. Huskies up 7.
Hi, I'm Ryan Nall, Oregon State football. I grew up in Sandy, Oregon, which is about an hour outside of Portland. I started in 4th grade playing football, and I thought I was going to be a basketball player up until about freshman year when I realized I wasn't going to get any taller, so I might as well start, bulking up and get ready for football. My major is going to be communications. Oregon State has a lot to offer for academic support groups, a whole bunch of things that allow us to be able to do well in the classroom. Anything that we need that can help us, excel. Student athlete means to me student first. So even though I may be playing on the biggest stage in the world and my team may count on me, if I'm not doing well in the classroom, I'm not going to be able to participate. Ryan Nall, Oregon State football, go Beavs.
Most universities dream of excelling at one thing. The Pac-12 excels at many. We have a tradition of bringing all the right elements together. That's our team chemistry. With over 500 NCAA titles to our name, our dominance across all sports is unquestioned. The commitment to our student athletes is unparalleled. These are the elements of excellence. Pac-12, the Conference of Champions.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in game action.
Thompson with a chance to complete the three-point play after Thibault fouled him. And the Beavers just will not go away. Down 6 points, almost halfway home here in the second half. In a game the Huskies need after that stinker on Thursday at Oregon.
Right now it's about turnovers. Washington leaving the door open with these open court turnovers that the Beavers have been able to capitalize on.
15 Husky turnovers have led to 19 points for the Beavers. And they trap. And Carter, and a whistle. And a blocking foul against Oregon State. And they get Trace Tinkle. Carter's going to go to the free throw line here. Huskies only 68% from the free throw line. Might be something that'll cost them down the stretch, or maybe when we get to the Pac-12 tournament March 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th in Las Vegas. Top 4 teams go. Top 4 teams rather get the bye. Everybody goes. You just want to avoid playing on Wednesday, and right now the Huskies are in 3rd place, a game and a half out. You believe that 3 games separating the top 9 teams in the conference?
Absolutely believe it. A lot of talent in the conference. The conference is much better than it's given credit for. Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas will be sensational as always, but not surprised.
I mean, a team like Utah just won today. They were in the discussion too. They were on Joe Lunardi's email today. 9 to shoot. That's going to be a turnover against Oregon State. Ethan Thompson lost it.
Credit the long arms of Matisse Thibault, wreaking havoc on that wing position, creating a turnover.
His 73 steals coming in for Thibault. Single season school record at Washington, and he leads the Pac-12 with an amazing 3 steals a game. I mean, normally when you peruse stats in a conference, the guy's the leader with 1.9 steals. This is straight up 3. I mean, that's incredible.
Well, he's got that 7-foot wingspan, and the thing that he does is he plays the passing lane so well. he kind of plays possum, like he's not going to do anything. As soon as you let go of the ball, out go the arms, and he gets a steal.
Berger called for the personal foul, and he'll go to the bench. They get Eubanks back in, so Eubanks comes in with 3 personals here with 9:19 to go. I think the Huskies go right after him. And they will. And he gets the block. How about that of Noel? But Noel, Johnny on the spot, and gets the bucket.
Got some guys for Oregon State off to the races when they needed to be in the lane, collecting that loose ball. Missed opportunity right there. Great block by Eubanks. Beavers need to come up with plays like that. They find themselves down 10 with 9 minutes to go. They got to start winning those 50-50 balls.
Our first look at Ronnie Stacy off Wayne Tinkle's bench. In the corner, elevating is Thompson. And Dickerson has the rebound. They're just not falling for Thompson. Missed 3 threes in the game.
Beavers going to that man-to-man defense, trying to create some pressure and get some stops.
9 to shoot. Crisp takes the 3 with Stacy closing, and he buries it.
That's a big shot right there, because if you look at the scouting report, they're going to tell you to go under on Crisp, and he makes them pay with a big-time 3.
He has 10. The lead now is 13 for Washington, their biggest of the night. Tinkle drives in and travels. Washington starting to pull away. They've made 7 threes. This one by Crisp as the Huskies out by 13.
Hi, I'm Elise Zappia, UCLA Sand Volleyball. I'm from Huntington Beach, California, and I got into sports because I've always been doing beach my entire life since I was 11 years old. I just love being challenged, I love to learn, and the work ethic that I've had with school has carried over to sand volleyball, so I've just really learned a lot. Stein and Jenny have always been behind me and supporting me for all my academic endeavors, letting me know that it's gonna be okay when I get overwhelmed about having a midterm and a paper on the same day, and it feels great. I just feel like I have a big family. I love being a Bruin, and they're all great people, and I just feel the love. I love it.
Beautiful swing from Zappia, and it's a Bruin point. First set goes to UCLA.
Elise Zappia, UCLA Sand Volleyball. Go Bruins.
My name is Clay Mortson. I'm the owner of Mortson Family Winery in Healdsburg, California. Currently, we produce a wine for the University of Oregon Alumni Association, and incredibly proud to be a part of the first ever Oregon Alumni Wines. You know, I see a lot of similarities to the pride of ownership of having your name on the back of your jersey and the name on my bottle of wine. And I think it's just that spark in people that you want to go out and do your best. Because when you're representing not just yourself, but your family and your name, and I look at winemaking the exact same I did as at the football field. You know, having an Oregon degree means an incredible amount, and it's a huge part of my success today. I feel like I was incredibly prepared for the business world, you know, with my marketing and finance degrees, and you know, it's why we're successful today. My name is Clay Mortson, class of 1997. Go Ducks.
Hi, I'm Kelly Graves, head women's basketball coach at the University of Oregon.
Oh, nicely done.
And you're watching Pac-12 Oregon. Go Ducks.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in game action.
What I tell guys all the time, you're going to shoot your percentage, so keep shooting the ball. He's still the biggest crunch time threat out there, despite his stats.
A week ago had the game-winning 3 at home against Arizona. Rifle, that could have been disastrous, and it's going to be disastrous. Nope, Noel stepped out of bounds right in front of his coach. They got the steal. Noel turns it over.
What a gift The Beavers were in all kinds of trouble. Shot clock winding down. They turn it over, and they'll get it back with a fresh 30, and no points scored there. That was an easy 2 for Noel, but right here, runs out of real estate. You're going to see right there.
Oh, yeah. And with under 2 minutes to go, Mike Hopkins is going to ask the officiating crew of Vern Harris, Deldre Carr, and Tom Nally to take a look at it, but they should be able to confirm the fact that that in fact was a Washington turnover. I think this, more than anything else, is just trying to buy some time to give his team a little bit of a breather here.
It's exactly what it is. It's a free timeout for both teams. This is clear cut. He's out of bounds. But right here, 4 seconds to go. They were in no man's land. They get the steal, but you see that foot step out of bounds right in front of the official at a clear shot. This is going to stay Beaver ball. They've got 2 minutes, down 5.
They're looking to see whether or not there was possession and if the shot clock should have reset for Oregon State here. And there are going to be 3 on the shot clock. 2, actually.
There's the tip.
Right. Does he get possession? That's big, because if he has possession, you'll get a fresh 30-second shot clock if you're Oregon State.
Well, I'm willing to say he had possession because he's stepping out of bounds, but he's already tipped it to himself and has control of it. He's trying to dribble it.
So they will continue to look like their DJ there. Look at that. He's spinning those records right there. That is Vern Harris, right, with his right hand.
But right here, it looks to me as if he tips the ball in the passing lane, begins to dribble it on the second touch, steps out of bounds, and then he tries to dribble it and puts his other hand on it.
No argument at all that it was a turnover. And they're going to reset. 30-second shot clock here for Oregon State, so that's big for Wayne Tinkle.
It's like the NFL. Did he have control of the ball? He certainly did.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
He had clear control of the ball. He was going in for a highlight dunk, but he stepped out of bounds.
I'm going to go all Chris Collinsworth on you and say, I don't know anymore. I applaud him for saying that the other night. I don't know what a catch is. All right, 5-point game inside of 2 minutes to go.
Double high screen. They're going to try to get some action here for Trace Tinkle in the middle.
Tinkle, great pass to Eubanks, who slams it on Noah Dickerson.
And Wayne Tinkle is upset. He wants a foul, and he's 100% right. That was an and one, and there was no whistle. Beavers will have to go back and play defense, but what a big-time play by Eubanks, and no call in crunch time.
And you usually get that call.
Pac-12 basketball.
On home, right? Noel trying to draw contact. Gets it to go, and there's the and one.
Now there's no question about that foul. That's a nice play right there by Noel in the lane. Gets the shooter up. But let's look at this. Here you get Trace Tinkle on the post, the drop. And he tries to jump with him, hacks him on the arm, and gets dunked on. No call. Beaver fans are irate.
Wayne Tinkle has an argument.
Ball doesn't lie.
5-point lead. A little bit more time off the clock, inside of 90 seconds to go. Beavers do not have to hurry.
And they do not have to take threes. They can get twos and play D.
Tinkle.
Trace Tinkle has been deadly at the high post. They run him into the gap. He gets the ball, takes it right at Noah Dickerson's chest with the left. Big time play at a big moment for the Beavers as they'll get a chance to hit a free throw and possibly set a little token pressure, try to create a turnover.
Just the second foul on Dickerson. Tinkle is taken over here in the second half. Completes the three-point play. Heck, he's one of the best three-point shooters. And there's Tinkle's sister. I think that's Jocelyn. Two-point game. Tinkle has 21. Thibault with a floater. They've got a chance to tie this time down the floor.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Look for Trace Tinkle in the middle of the zone one more time.
Huskies have been very good at closing out basketball games that are tight. Tinkle again, and we're even with 40.3 to go. Timeout, Oregon State. The Beavers are back all the way from 13 to tie it up. Might we have another finish like we did 2 years ago, the last time Washington was on this floor? Wearing number 2 at the time, he was a freshman, Stephen Thompson Jr., the 3 to win it when his team was down 81-79. Got a great reaction from Gary Payton. Might that happen again here in Corvallis?
The way they've got it going offensively, they are unstoppable those last 3 or 4 possessions for the Beavers.
Stephen Thompson Jr. has just kept shooting and shooting. He's got 19 points. Second leading scorer behind Trace Tinkle.
Well, you want your guards to play big, and he's really stepped it up in the second half. You see the takes, the determination, focused, getting in the lane, making plays, outrunning the court. He's been the difference in the second half, and nothing bigger than these three-point bombs he's been dropping. That's how you catch up from down 13. When you got a guy like that with a stroke at home, this play right here is ridiculous. The now you see me, now you don't three-pointer as the Beavers have drawn even. Depending on what they do, they'll get the ball back with a chance to tie or possibly win.
Big Guns having another big second half here. Last time we were tied, Corey, it was 18-18 in the first half. Now we're even at 80. Washington has the basketball. Each team has a timeout. Possession arrow pointing toward Oregon State.
If you're Washington, Noah Dickerson has been your savior. Try to get him the ball, moving to the rim. He's been great at finishing.
About a 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Noel, 10 to shoot, drives on Eubanks to the baseline. Over the double team. Short. Tinkle says, let's go.
No timeout, playing at home, nothing to lose.
Will we have another buzzer beater between the Beavers and the Huskies? Shot up, no. Tinkle put it up. He scored it, but did he get it off in time? We'll see. I don't think that's going to count. And I think everybody in the building knows that. Of course, they will check it, but I think we're going to have bonus basketball.
The Beavers did everything but close this out. First, you've got the fadeaway right here. Eubanks can't bring it down on the first. Chris knocks it away. And Trace Tinkle just has it in his hands a little too long. And we've got bonus play here in Corvallis.
Yes.
That's a big-time play by David Chris. If he doesn't knock that out of his hand, it could be good night.
Yep. We're going to overtime in the 300th meeting between Oregon State and Washington. Back after
this. There's no place like home. Especially when home is no place like home. And with Pac-12 Now, you have 24/7 access to all 7 Pac-12 Network's channels, whenever you want to watch. So wherever you might be,
beautiful shot. Wow.
You'll have home field advantage.
Oh, that is just gorgeous.
With Pac-12 Now. Download today.
My name's Cody Brazil. I go to Arizona State University and I run cross country and track and field. Our cross country team has one of the highest GPAs in the school. We just kind of push each other in the classrooms. I know a lot of times when we're getting a breakout at the very end of a practice session, you know, a lot of times what the team captain or someone will say is, you know, go home, do your homework, because When your homework's done, you're not stressing staying up late, and when you're not stressed and staying up late, you're getting good rest, which is going to translate over to running well. Having goals is really important as a student athlete. You know, on the track, a goal for me would be to break 4 minutes in the mile, and then academically, my goal is just to stay as close to 4.0 as I can. My name is Cody Brazil. I go to Arizona State University, and I run cross country and track and field. Go Devils!
Let's begin. Keep it cool.
Another sold-out crowd. The poise, the power, the tradition.
Keep it crisp.
It is basketball season. Pac-12 gymnastics.
Keep it sharp.
That's a big-time shot.
Keep it ice cold.
Shaping up to be a very interesting finish.
Are you kidding me? What a win.
You want goosebumps?
There's the title.
Keep it on Pac-12 networks all winter long.
Ball game, bonus basketball tonight in Corvallis overtime presented by 5 Hour Energy. Noah Dickerson with 23 to lead the Washington Huskies. There's still work to do though, Corey.
A lot of work to do, but it's been a great night for him. They've been finding him all over the court. He's made great one-on-one moves. He's finished above the rim, dunks, free throws, just been always on the move. Noah Dickerson's been the anchor for this defense going on 3 or 4 games now. Boy, he's had a great one tonight.
And a remarkable comeback for Oregon State. Down 13, a little over 8 minutes to go. They tie it up. They had a chance to win it on the final possession. Trace Tinkle got it off after the buzzer. And we go to overtime where Eubanks and Dickerson jump at center. Oregon State has the opening possession here of overtime. An important game for the Washington Huskies after what happened Thursday night. Thompson turns it over. That's Ethan Thompson. That's the 13th turnover of the ball game for the Beavers. Crisp on the crossover and an offensive foul. They're going to get Dickerson for setting an illegal screen.
That is a tough call for Noah Dickerson. Looked like their feet just got tangled up and he tripped a little bit. They're going to whistle him for the moving screen.
First overtime game for either team this season. It goes as a turnover as well, the 17th for Washington. Didn't have too many down the stretch. Tinkle, no. Ethan Thompson almost had a second chance, but Mr. Stick-to-it-ness tonight has been Tinkle.
Trace Tinkle has been killing them in the lane the entire second half. Hasn't taken one jump shot.
Beavers have the first lead of overtime. They go into Dickerson, and he's fouled.
Right here, you want to talk about heart and desire. Trace Tinkle gets his own miss, goes up in the crowd, and he knows it's overtime. Any contact, and I'm going to the line. Playing super aggressive in the paint. The Beavers have the lead for the first time in a long time.
Stephen Thompson Jr. called for the foul. It's just his second. Again, we remind you that the Huskies are a 68% free throw shooting team. Tonight, though, they've only missed once. How about that? That's just their second miss. Inside of 4 to go, Beavers with a 1-point lead and possession of the basketball. They're trying to get to 13 and 11, 5 and 7 in the conference. They're the 9th place team. Dramatic turnaround from last year where they won 1 conference game. Little give and go. And it's Ethan Thompson for the 3.
Boy, the Beavers offense has come alive in the last 8 or 9 minutes of the second half, and here in the overtime it's continuing.
Noel attacks the hoop and scores the bucket.
And Washington all night with the tough answers. Nice take, quieting the crowd, penetrating the zone.
Mike Hopkins looks like he needs a half dozen roll aids right now.
Welcome to Pac-12 basketball. Mike Hopkins talking to him about the differences in the East Coast and the Big East and coming out here to the Pac-12. One of the things, oddly enough, he said, playing at altitude.
Yeah.
Never had to deal with that in the Big East.
Two-point lead for Oregon State. Only had 2 lead changes in the game. Open, wing, 3 up. Tinkle, he missed, but he got his own offensive rebound. Runs the baseline and scores it.
The man of the hour, Trace Tinkle, has taken over the entire overtime.
27 on 11 of 19 shooting and 10 rebounds, by the way.
Little kids at home, follow your shot. Always follow your shot. Trace Tinkle moves to the rim, gets his own rebound, and gets 2.
He's 3 assists away from a very memorable triple-double. He's got 7 assists. Noel, high off the window, no. Rebound Eubanks. 4-point lead for the Beavers. They have the basketball. What a difference a week makes for Washington, huh? Knocking off number 9 Arizona at home. In jeopardy of perhaps losing both on the road on the Oregon Trail.
They forced a turnover.
Stacey lost it. Noel in transition back the other way, and an offensive foul on the freshman. Oh, Tinkle takes the charge.
Trace Tinkle doing everything. Gets back on D. Not exactly set, but takes it square on the chest. Easy call for the official.
Dad might like that the best tonight. He's got 27-10 with 7 assists.
Absolute hustle from Trace Tinkle, playing with energy. The crowd is rocking. Down 13, the Beavers have come roaring back.
Steven Thompson Jr., and that is knocked away. It's going to stick with the Beavers. 13 to go on the shot clock.
It's be a big defensive possession here for the Huskies. They need to get a stop. They've had no problem scoring. It's just been their defense. They've been getting scored on almost every trip.
Tinkle is just a sophomore, although he's had a redshirt season last year because of an injury. 10 to shoot. Ethan Thompson got the screen high, drives in, and counted. Nope, offensive foul.
Well, Steve, it's all about real estate. Where are your feet? Are you outside the no-call box? And he was. I don't know about that. He got a little piece of him on the drive. Take another look at it.
Dominic Green takes that charge for Washington. The reaction of the fans, like me, they thought it would have been a 3-point play. And a foul on the Beavers on the other end. Much to the chagrin of Wade Tinkle.
Well, you got a questionable charge at the other end, and then at this one, you've got Noah Dickerson slipping and falling to the ground. Absolutely no contact there. Cannot believe he's going to get free throws for that. Boy, you got to live with a tough whistle, but right now, both coaches a little upset.
If looks could kill, Wayne Tinkle. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
Hey, we have the benefit of the replay, but when you're right, you're right. That's a good one-on-one move. Wayne Tinkle can't believe the call. Well, the Huskies will be shooting 2, down 4. Had it not been for that whistle, they could have found themselves down 7 on that last play. That could have been a 3-point play, but it went the other way. Noah Dickerson getting 2 free throws that are very questionable in my book because he didn't get fouled.
$25 for Dickerson.
If it's me, Steve, you can't wait for Oregon State to run their offense. You've got to come with a trap or some type of pressure. This is a made free throw. It's a one-possession game, but I wouldn't let them chew a lot of clock. Get after them with a little bit of pressure, try to create a turnover.
87-85. There is the pressure of the backcourt. And the Huskies release. 90 seconds to go here in the overtime. Hard to imagine these two teams combined to go 3-33 in the Pac-12 last year, and look at them this year. An important game here in early February. Stacy, and Stacy had a block. That's not the guy you want going to the rim in overtime.
Got 5 on 4.
Chance to tie it this time, perhaps take the lead with a 3. Noel drives, and it got disrupted by Eubanks. I'm not sure if he got any of the basketball, but he certainly made the degree of difficulty a lot harder on the Huskies. Oregon State wants to chew up as much of the clock as they can here. 15 to go on the shot clock.
Maybe Trace Tinkle in the middle of the zone one more time.
Dickerson picks him up. They slide over Tinkle, head fake. He's double, gets it to Thompson. No. Rebound Dickerson. Ahead to Crisp. Crisp tried to leave it for Dickerson behind him. Nearly turned it over. There's going to be a foul.
Boy, credit Washington with good defense. They get the turnover, and they get to the free throw line. Shovel pass to Dickerson, and yeah, there's a lot of guys reaching and grabbing. You see 4 white shirts. I mean, pick your guy.
4th on Tinkle.
They're hacking him all day, and they want to get him to the free throw line. No easy layups in overtime.
All right, the shot clock is off. Dickerson with an opportunity to tie this game at 87 from the free throw line. He's been money there tonight, hasn't he?
Ice in his veins.
11 of 12 from the free throw line. 27 points for Dickerson.
He is having a monster game.
All tied. And a timeout. All right. 23 and counting.
You want to take the last shot. You cannot turn it over.
And a timeout by Thompson. Again, the importance in this one. It's gone final in Tucson. Arizona with a bounce back win themselves over USC. So now the lead for Arizona stretches out against the Huskies in the standings. Here we go. Thompson Jr. drives in, puts it up, and has a chance to give them the lead at the free throw line. Timmons the foul. Can he beat the Huskies again in dramatic fashion? Or will the Huskies answer on the other end in dramatic fashion like a week ago?
3.5 is a lot of time. You get a good inbounds to the midcourt, you got plenty of time to get a good look.
Thompson misses, my goodness.
You talk about leaving the front porch door wide open. You got to knock these down.
And Washington has one more timeout left. I'll be interested to see if Mike Hopkins just lets his team go if this is made.
Cannot give the ball handler a straight line. You have to turn them defensively.
Thompson missed them both. Had a chance at a steal. Noel for the win. Came up short. We go to double overtime in Corvallis.
Momentum Huskies now. That was huge. You can feel the air leave the Gill Coliseum. We've got extra time, but man, they had it in their hands.
Double overtime here in Corvallis. Thompson doesn't miss too many. There he goes to the line, misses both. Back to Corvallis after this.
Team USA snowboarder Jamie Anderson saves it all for the slopes. Off the slopes, she keeps saving with Xfinity Mobile.
The best cake ever.
It's a new kind of network that's included with her internet. She can get up to 5 lines of unlimited nationwide talk and text at no extra cost. So all she pays for is data. Oh, yeah. Because the only thing Jamie loves more than baking is saving money. Oh, yeah, and snowboarding. Choose by the gig or go unlimited. Xfinity Mobile, a new kind of network designed to save you money. Call, visit, or go to xfinitymobile.com today.
So I'm Petter. I'm a senior. I go to Leeds School of Business where I study finance, and I'm on the CU ski team. So first of all, what's great with Boulder is just, it's amazing here. You can just go out the door and run up a mountain, which is, super awesome for a Norwegian. The first time I became an All-American, the first thing I think is that I wanted to be on the podium and I want to be on the top of the podium. But it was for sure an awesome experience. I contributed to my team, which is awesome. The next year, I want to be on the top. The best thing about college skiing is that being on a team that want to succeed together, not as individuals. Also getting to know the other skiers in the region. We have like a skiing community where everybody knows everybody, which is really cool to be a part of. I'm Petter. Go Buffs!
Overtime tonight in Corvallis. Overtime presented by 5 Hour Energy. Stephen Thompson Jr. had an opportunity to put his team ahead with 2 free throws with 3.3 to go. He missed them both. We play on. He's a 67% free throw shooter, but only 60% in the conference, and that was his only 2 misses of the night.
And you got another storyline here with 3 guys with 4 fouls. Jalen Noel, Trace Tinkle, and Drew Eubanks all 1 whistle away from having a seat. These last 5 minutes going to be interesting.
Bonus basketball on the West Coast. Empty possession for Oregon State on the opening possession of the second overtime. Dickerson backing in. Remember, Tinkle has 4 personals. Thibault can't score it.
Boy, Drew Eubanks is changing everything in the paint. Just his presence, guys, are missing shots they normally put down.
Then the Huskies have a little bit of a bug going around this week on their team, too. They're going to have to gut it out now for another 5 minutes. Can't be easy to do here on a Saturday night on the road. Over the top to Tinkle. Puts it on the floor against Timmons. Out to Stevie Thompson Jr. A rebound by Stacy, and they're going to call Eubanks for basket interference and wave that off.
Boy, that is the right call right there. Eubanks in great position for the putback, but the ball still dancing on the rim. And he can't help but touch it. It's probably going to come off. But right there, Eubanks can't fault the big guy for being aggressive.
No. Huskies get another possession. As you look at the foul trouble for Washington on the left of your screen, tied at 87. They've been tied 8 times in this game. Crisp. And nearly turned it over. Stacy touched it last, so Huskies get it, 12 on the shot clock. Everything is final in the conference tonight with the exception of this one. More normal Saturday than that topsy-turvy Thursday. And Jalen Noel, the freshman, with authority throws it down here in double overtime.
Unbelievable. You got to pay attention to the guy that inbounds the ball, but Eubanks made the right decision to not challenge with 4 fouls. Give up the 2 and live to fight another day.
23 for Noel. Tinkle up top and laying it in is Eubanks.
Beautiful execution right there. Hitting the high post. Trace Tinkle, sometimes he scores it, sometimes he dimes it out.
Even once again, Thibault attacking into the paint. Came up short. Another rebound for Eubanks and a foul on Thibault.
It's a frustration foul right here on the inbound. You got to look at right here, the inbounder. That's the guy no one's thinking about. Right here, just a basic curl move. Trace Tinkle gets caught, and there's the jam. The freshman playing big in crunch time.
Eubanks a double-double, 15 and 11. Eubanks is 7 for 7 from the field here tonight. And now goes to the free throw line where Oregon State is 7 of 14. All the great things they did shooting in the second half. At one point, it's 71%, and disappointing at the free throw line. still with a 1-point advantage. Left it short. Crisp attacks the hoop and a whistle. Now Tinkle had 4 personal fouls. They're going to get Stephen Thompson Jr. That's going to be his 3rd.
Double overtime, a lot on the line. And here you see a nice hard foul, 2 hands. Give him a little karate chop to the forearm and send him to the line.
Make him earn it. Crisp misses.
Steve, right now in a second overtime, we're talking about heart. Guys are tired. Yep. It's all about willpower at this point. You got to suck it up, make the plays you need to make to win the game.
They've only missed 3 times at the free throw line. We did talk to Mike Hopkins about that. I remember you asking before the ballgame, you said, do you ease off on the pedal as you get deeper in the year? He said, absolutely. He goes, there's times we'll practice for an hour and 10 minutes stretching, 10 minutes of that is taping.
Yeah, and all coaches across the conference, across the nation actually, are pulling back on practice time mid to late February.
Eubanks turned it over. That was a great entry pass there for Tinkle, who's 2 assists away from a triple-double.
Good hands right there by the Huskies. They've got a chance to reclaim the lead that they haven't had in quite some time.
Noel looking for points 24 and 25. Eubanks has another rebound, his 12th of the game, to go along with 16 points.
Well, Noel has to be careful trying to clear away with that off arm. Got a good look right there.
Even at 90, overtime number 2. Arizona has 1 tonight. Arizona State 1, Utah 1. Thompson, no, but Eubanks keeps it alive, out to Tinkle. Tinkle puts it up, no, got his own offensive rebound and scores it.
Trace Tinkle is doing everything except selling popcorn here tonight. Offensive rebounds, assists, and there you see the timeout. Mike Hopkins wants to talk it over.
Tinkle, 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. And he's playing with 4 personal fouls. Thibault inbounds to Crisp. Crisp has played a lot in this game, 49 minutes. 1:20 to go.
They want to challenge Eubanks on the post and get the ball to Noah Dickerson.
Noel. Ethan Thompson picks him up. Noel loses it, turns it over.
Made it too complicated, too much one-on-one. Keep it simple. Huskies have a chance to get a stop here. Plenty of time.
$19 turnovers for the Huskies. It seemed like they got to 13 pretty quick. And then slowed up. 7 to shoot. Thompson puts it on the floor, drives over the top to Eubanks for a slam dunk.
What an assist.
4-point game, Crisp kicks it out. Thibault for an open 3. Oh, that is clutch, making it a 1-point game.
So big. Matisse Thibault with the answer, silences the crowd.
How much fun are we having tonight, partner, here in Corvallis?
Outstanding execution. You're going to see him beat the double team out front, and then he just puts the floater up where no one else can get it but the big fella. Eubanks with the high percentage flush. This is what you want to do. Turn the corner, know what your options are. I got you, big fella. But at the other end, no set play called. The Huskies. Great pass by Crisp out. Thibault takes his time, steps back, and whacks a triple to bring him within 1.
He's got 4 triples, does Matisse Thibault here tonight. He has 15 points. Week ago tonight, Washington pulled it out against Arizona, number 9 Arizona, at Alaska Airlines Arena. That night it was Dominic Green, the star, but in this ball game, Green only has 2 points and he's missed all 4 shots. They've all been triples. 31 seconds to go, Beavers by 1. Difference between the shot clock and the game clock is 1 second.
Got to be strong with the ball. You know the double teams and the traps are coming. Make good passes. That was a horrible pass.
The freshman Ethan Thompson turns it over, and Washington's got a chance now to win it. With the shot clock off, they use their final timeout. Noel, tough two, no. Green, could he be the hero again? And he'll have a chance at the free throw line. Wow, they made sure he did not get a shot up there with 10.1 to go. Ethan Thompson Jr. with a huge turnover late.
And who was the man for the Huskies that has been the man all night? Noah Dickerson steps in and makes the steal.
I mean, this is incredible drama.
It's crunch time, baby. Your heart's got to pump blood, not Kool-Aid. Step to the free throw line, knock down your shots. And there you see the timeout by Wayne Tinkle to try to ice the shooter and set his offensive play.
Let's revisit that turnover by Ethan Thompson.
Got to be aggressive. Watch Noah Dickerson. He's playing center field. He puts it all on the line and comes up with the ball. And the Huskies now have a chance to tie the game, but that's a gutsy move by your back line defender. He doesn't come up with that. It's lights out, game over.
Well, let's see if he has a chance on the other end to redeem himself. 8 turnovers tonight by Ethan Thompson. One of the best players in the state of California last year, leading his Bishop Montgomery Knights to a state championship game.
Well, the mistake they made was they entered the ball to the corner with no timeout, so you had to try to make a play. And that's just a bad play right there. Got to keep the ball in the center of the floor against pressure.
All right, here's Green to tie it. He's a 69% free throw shooter. And we're even again. We're tied for the 11th time. Both teams are out of timeouts. Here we go.
You play strong. You try to get the ball to Trace Tinkle. Let his size get to the free throw line.
4, 3. Thompson got a shot for the win.
It's not over. It's not over.
1/10 of a second to go. Oh, we just flashed back to 2016 again, partner.
I can't believe what I just saw. They bring it up. They're going to take a look. But here on the replay, he brings it up. He's got nothing. No one's open. He backs it out. He kind of loses the handle right here. Step back 3. Look at the clock. Plenty of time. Ice cold. Good night from Corvallis.
1/10 of a second left, right? You can't catch and shoot.
Can't even tip it with 1/10 of a second to go. Right here, you see the great play. You don't foul a shooter. David Crisp is there, but that's just great offense.
22 for Stephen Thompson Jr.
Maybe they give him 4/10 of a second. Chance to try to tip something in.
Had his brother's back there, huh?
Wow, big time play. And the Beavers flirted with that technical foul as Washington inbounds it while the bench is on the court. That could have been huge.
Looks like they're going to put 2/10 of it, just to add to the drama, right? They're going to put 2/10 of a second back on so that you can have a catch and shoot here. Why not, right?
Why not? Rule number 1, do not foul the shooter. Go straight up. Washington will get a chance at something. What a game.
Oh, man. Alongside Corey Williams, I'm Steve Quis. We're in Corvallis tonight. Washington didn't come here last year. They were here 2 years ago and got stunned at the buzzer by Stephen Thompson Jr. Might happen again. And on the inbound, they're going to say it's tipped. Ball game is over.